Yeah, because if I'm being completely honest, this thing is kicked off much better than say the what's it called? Not the MonsterVerse. That's Godzilla. What am I thinking of? Is Universal try to do a
Oh,
universe?
the Universal Monster thing.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
bullshit.
and it's just
Boy,
it was
if
no.
you wanna talk about two of the most like bombed universe franchises, let's talk about like Fox franchise with the X-Men and then Universal Monsters. Those two absolutely bombed.
Bro,
I was actually rooting for.
I don't even think the Universal Monsters thing got off its feet. I mean, listen,
They had two
I've been
movies.
a
They had
I've
two
been
movies.
a huge proponent of this. Um, I think I will say I have to hand it to them. The Invisible Man was really well done. I actually own that. I didn't see it in the theaters. We rented it one night, and I think we watched it in here in the movie room.
You
Uh,
rented it?
we rented it one night,
From
and I
what?
was like,
Fucking Roblox? Redbox?
I don't remember. I don't know. Like, we rented it. What the hell are you talking about?
I'm
Uh,
just wondering, did you get like a physical copy? Because I'm curious, is there a Blockbuster nearby that I don't know?
no, I
I've about
wish,
said
but
like
no.
Blur would take me over
Um,
there now.
I think it was on. No, we rented it. It was on a streaming service or something or
Oh,
Amazon. I
okay,
don't know.
fuck
It
out of
was right
here.
after it came out, and after it released on Blu-ray. The Invisible Man was done very well. Like they brought it into the 21st century, but it stayed true to what it was. It was suspenseful. It was actually kind of scary. Like there were a few points in that film where we were like, I mean, I actually there was one point, they're sitting in a restaurant and things it goes down and I was like, holy shit! Like it was a big deal. Um, so yeah, that was done very well. I didn't even see The Mummy. I heard it was absolute garbage.
Yeah, it was
Like
dog water.
I heard it was terrible.
Which
But
is
I've
funny because if you think about it, Tom Cruise was going to be the franchise starter for MCU.
like
Like, can you
whatever.
imagine? Can you imagine? Like, damn, that kind of solidified that Robert Downey Jr. was like the obvious choice, dog.
Yeah. Well, I've always been what I was saying. I've always been a huge proponent of like I think that there is there is a cool way to do all of the universal monsters. Like even if you did like Dracula, like I think there's a cool way to do Dracula. Like
Bro,
I'm
did you
sure
not
if you
see
got
Dracula Untold?
no, I'm talking if you
It is
I think
baller
there's a
though.
way. I'm
No,
sure yes, I know what you're talking about. It is
listen,
baller. You're right. It
listen to
is.
me
It
right
is.
now. Dracula Untold was they tried like they did away with Dracula Untold and tried to start it with the Mummy. That was a terrible decision. Dracula Untold was already a bomb ass movie.
Well, but
Was
I'm
it
saying
written terribly? Sure, but it was still a bomb ass movie, dude.
even if you wanted to take it back and it was set if it was set, kind of in the olden days that, Transylvania, if you really set it like back then in not medieval times, but kind of that, the vibe I'm talking about,
That
that
was medieval times.
classic Halloween. I don't know if it was. I think it was sooner than medieval. It was past medieval.
Sure,
I
but
don't know.
like it
Who knows?
was
You know what I'm talking about. But even if
yeah.
you wanted to remake it in that time period, I'm sure you could find a director that would do that justice. Like that would like honestly do that story justice and you could make a scary Dracula movie. Same thing with the Wolfman. I love the Wolfman storyline. Like arguably I think that is one of the coolest monsters. Like a werewolf, like a real werewolf storyline. I know we have the Howling, we have an American Werewolf in London, and those are terrifying. They're great films. Um,
Bro, the Wolfman was scary. What the fuck you mean?
Wolfman was scary. You're right,
Yeah, and
but I
Guillermo
think there's
and Guillermo and
a
what's it called? What's his name?
the
Who the
Wolfman
fuck
was
played
great.
who the fuck played the Wolfman?
I don't. I'd have to. I
He
honestly I
was
forget. I
he
would have
was
to look at it again.
slated. He was slated to come back as the Wolfman. Bro, you don't understand. They literally had this. They literally did a photo shoot of everyone involved in Universal Monsters, the same way the Marvel Studios did the MCU thing with like all 50 or 60 some of the people. They all sat down, they took a picture together. They did that for Universal Monsters. It had Tom
Yeah.
Cruise, it had the Wolfman, it had Old Boy from Dracula Untold, it had a bunch it had the Invisible Man too who I don't know who it was gonna be played by, but it was gonna be played by someone like well known.
I forget. I know Elizabeth Moss was the main character.
Yeah, but like they had it ready to go, but when the Mummy just bombed, they said we gotta drop this now. There's nothing we can do.
But see, I don't know why they started with the Mummy. Like, why? Like, start with Dracula, start with the Wolfman, start with Frankenstein. That would be a hard one. I will say, if you're going to do the Universal Monster thing, I think Frankenstein would be kind of tough.
What are we talking about? Rob Zombie's about to do one.
Okay, that's the monsters, though. That's not a legit Frankenstein story. Could you imagine if Rob Zombie did Frankenstein?
Bro, that shit would be grimy as fuck.
We're gonna start a crowd campaign right now. Rob Zombie needs to reboot the Universal Monsters.
Might as well. You know what? Hold on. What are the odds of that coming back in the next 5 or some years?
What, Universal Monsters?
Yeah.
I don't know. I almost think I don't know. Part of me is like, what they did with the Invisible Man is really cool, and they brought it into the 21st century. But another part of me is like, if you really went all in and kind of set them in an old, like that olden days black and white but not time period, like I think that could be really cool. Like, but you'd have to find the right director. It would have to legitimately be scary. I mean, there'd be a lot of factors, and I doubt that they would ever do that. Mm-hmm. I don't think they would ever do that, but I think it could be cool. Like, I don't know. That would even be a good topic for an episode, Miguel. Like, just talking about nothing, but like, that'd be cool.
If you're talking about like getting directors, like I can name 2 off the back. Like Sam Raimi would definitely be a good one.
Yes. Which one would you have Sam Raimi do though?
Sam Raimi?
Yeah. Do you have him do Dracula? Do you have him do Frankenstein? Do you have him do Wolfman, Invisible Man? Like, what do you?
I would have him do the Invisible Man because that one's more of like a psychological thriller for me. It's more mind games.
That's fair.
And then Guillermo del Toro should obviously do the Wolfman, or keep the Wolfman like already, like keep that. And then
it's too old though. They won't do that though. They wouldn't do that.
So
it's too old.
It's so.
I know it's good. I know. I completely agree, but they wouldn't do that.
Wait, what are you talking about, bro? Spider-Man 1, 2001 is officially the first MCU installment.
Okay, that's different.
Fuck
though.
Off.
That's not
that
Universal Monsters.
That works.
The MCU.
It can work though. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is literally older than the fucking Wolfman, so it can work. It can work. I'm just saying.
But, I don't know. That's a good discussion, though. We might do an episode on that at some point.
There you go. This entire episode is going to be about us coming up with episodes to talk about.